Don't give up. I, like everyone else, have had to go through the process of mourning the deaths of people around the world whose lives were taken for no other reason except greed. And there comes a point at which the loss and the trauma is so stunning, you feel like saying nothing at all. I don't know about y'all, but I'm one of those people where you just like, there's nothing else I got to say at this point. Because it's obvious that you're not listening. But that is the wrong thing to do right now. The way that we are going to honor the people who have been lost to greed all around the world is that we are going to become laser focused at producing the kind of result and the kind of world that we want to see, and we're not going to stop. And we are going to become so focused at producing the world we want to see, a kinder, a gentler, a more equitable world. It's not being strangled to death by the greedy. The way we're going to do that, and the way we're going to honor the people who have been lost to greed all around the world, is that we are going to begin to produce the kind of world we want to see. Social media allows us to work in mass together to bring about a result. We were able to pull the hood off America and is not real. And they've been presenting themselves as one thing. And we have been able to bring to light that they are a whole other thing. But we had to do it together. I know each person can feel very overwhelmed when you're trying to punch away at such the large problems that we see in the world that are caused by greed. You feel alone, you feel overwhelmed, you feel overtasked, and you feel that it is impossible. But it is not. Because together, each working to produce the same result, is the reduction and the destruction of death caused by greed, we together can take down the beast. Think of it this way. One person pitted against an elephant, and you're trying to, a bison, or any massive beast. You yourself may not be able to take that beast down. And quite frankly, it may take a miracle for you yourself to take down that beast. But together we can do it. And so I wanted to encourage you all, don't stop. And along the way, through your taking, because what you're doing is taking a gift that you have. You can't make more time. This thing that you're giving away, it is your most precious asset. And so in honor of people who have lost their lives because of greed, that's everybody around the world. Everybody around the world who are losing their lives because of greed. You're going to have to honor them by changing the world. World changers, people who are irascibly tenacious and who are incorruptible. That's what it's going to take, because we are all going to have to push hard in the other direction, away from greed, so hard that we break the back of greed where we find it. To such an extent, we create a society that mocks greed and the greedy, and one feels embarrassed about being called one, a greedy one. Same way that people are embarrassed when they're called a racist and a Zionist. They're embarrassed to be associated with that. The only way to achieve that is that we are all wailing away at the true profundity and the magnitude and the numerosity of the movement to make a world shaped in the image and by the fingerprints of greed, instead of shaped by the hands of justice and kindness and love, and the creation of a certain life for everyone in which their humanity is honored. So be encouraged. because we are now tasked with passing down a work that we are working on, that it may take successive generation after generation and after generation. I always use this example, but it's true. Overcoming slavery was impossible. And although it was only partially overcome, as we know, because they still can make you a slave by convicting you of a specific classification of crime. But to have at least pushed the needle and push all of us away from slavery, a monumental task of the disconnected had to be done. That each person in their own way over time have pushed back generation after generation against the evils of racism and slavery. And although the work has never been perfect and complete, it was still done, to the extent that people are embarrassed to have their family lines associated with such an odious practice. They hide the things that they know, family records and things, instead of making them public and healing. But at least over time, we have made such a monumental effort that there was the result and the continuing work that's going on that we've passed from generation to generation. So we should be proud, and we should feel comfort in knowing that people who didn't have social media, they couldn't connect with each other. They found a way to push back, and they found a way to find success, and they found a way to create a better world. And we can too.